So what is a return on investment exercise? It's an exercise that will give you the most value. It will give you the most value for your time, and it's an exercise which will have the best long-term effects. What I mean by this is the exercise and the workouts we do today should benefit us 50 years into the future. We want to be 50 years old and still functional. So I've prepared 3 exercises which I've been doing for about 2 years now, which have significantly changed the quality of my life. It's changed my physique. It's made me look a lot more masculine. And it's regulated my hormones to the point where I have good levels of testosterone, minimal estrogen, and I'm experiencing the dimorphic traits that a man should. The deadlift. Now, this is going to be a very controversial pick. A lot of people, a lot of big social media influencers will tell you not to do the deadlift. They'll say it's the risk to reward ratio isn't good, it will cause you injury, and from a muscle building perspective, it's not good. That can be true. It won't build you as much muscle as an isolation exercise would. An isolation exercise would target a specific muscle a lot better. But that isn't necessarily true. If you look at my physique, I couldn't find a before picture, but this is a picture of my traps. My neck and my traps, they both exploded in size as soon as I started to do deadlifts, because the traps and the neck are used as stabilizers to stabilize your body while you're doing the deadlift, which is working the muscle. Exercise made me look a lot more masculine than I used to be due to my enlarging traps and neck, and further, it skyrocketed my strength. The deadlift is a compound lift where a lot of muscles are used to do the deadlift. Once I started to up my numbers on my deadlifts, all my other numbers on my other lifts, they skyrocketed, because the muscles that are involved in the deadlift also are used in other exercises. It also improved my pulling power and my grip strength. There were limitations when it came to my pull-ups where my back wasn't fatigued, but my forearms were. Once I started to do the deadlift on a regular basis, my forearm and my grip increased to the point where I could do pull-ups until my back was fatigued. I could reach failure on my back muscles rather than my forearms. This exercise will also help you to keep healthy and keep your muscles strong and tight as you age. The thing I'd tell you is to be careful, as this is a high risk, high reward sort of exercise where if you do it wrong, you will be injured for a long time. I'd advise to go on YouTube and to search the correct form for deadlifts, because like I said, if you don't do it properly, you're going to slack on your progress a lot due to injury. Number 2, the lateral raise. This is coming from purely an aesthetic perspective. This will help your aesthetic a lot. Lateral raises were at the side of your shoulder and it will help you build that V-taper. A famous YouTuber said it will make you look unnaturally big in a positive way, which I agree with. You'll look unnatural, but in a very good way. The way you grow it is you do lateral raises. Now you can do it with a dumbbell or a cable. I recommend cable as there's tension going up and going down, whereas with a dumbbell, on the way down, it's more gravity pulling it down. Quick side note, don't worry about the weight. With lateral raises, you won't be able to lift as much weight as your other lifts. And the way you grow your lateral raises is higher reps. If you use too high of a weight, your traps will take over and you won't make any progress in your lateral raises. And although traps are needed to look masculine, if they're too big, it makes you look like you're on steroids. It makes you look very unnatural, this time in a very negative way. Number 3, sprinting. This isn't a form of resistance training, this is a form of cardio. And there's this stigma around cardio, especially on social media in the fitness industry, where people will tell you not to do cardio, that it kills gains. But we're not trying to be big steroid head bodybuilders. We're not trying to be as big as possible. We're trying to be healthy. We're trying to be masculine. We're trying to be healthy human beings. You need a form of cardio, in my opinion. Walking and sprinting are the best forms of cardio, not jogging or any other machine in the gym, especially sprinting. When I started to sprint, I started to drop body fat like crazy, and my testosterone went up as well. Before I started doing cardio, I was on a bulk, and this bulk was full of unprocessed food, no cardio, to the point where I felt sluggish, I felt heavy. Genuinely, it was hard for me to go about my day-to-day life because of my diet and my lack of cardio. Also, if you're in your teen years, sprinting will increase human growth hormone, which, if your growth plates are still open, it will make you as tall as possible, tall as your genetics will allow. So if you want to maximize your height, I'd recommend sprinting. I sprint twice a week, and this is how I do it. I go into a field, there's a big field near where I live, and I warm up first. Then I do 30 seconds of sprinting, full speed. I take a rest for 2 minutes, and that's my one set, you could say. And I do that 10 times. And from this procedure, I've seen the most benefits in terms of body fat, hormone regulation, and just overall health. There's this statistic that people, when they reach the age of 30, they'll never sprint again. And I'm sure you don't want to be those types of people who can't play with their grandchildren, who can't do basic manual labour at age 50 because they didn't keep up with their health in their youth.